of it the first time.
No, I didn't. I wasn't wanting to come back, but then of course, you know, this is the Post Malone, Dallas Cowboys inspired Raising Cane's. We saw some other Cowboys fans in here as well. It was quite busy, and so had to come back. Wasn't expecting much, but have to say, 100% better.
100% better.
I would say probably the first experience was like a 5, just average.
Yeah.
No reason to come back. This one, 7. I'd come back.
Do you think we were biased because it was to do with the Cowboys and stuff?
Yeah, I definitely made it taste better, but I was a little upset because I did get my sticker with my meal, but I only got one piece of that Texas toast or whatever the hell it is, and you guys got 2. So.
I had 2.
Adam did give me half of his.
If you're flying into Dallas Love and you want to catch a Cowboys game, before you hit up your hotel, I highly recommend checking out the Post Malone Raising Cane's in Frisco, Texas.
Frisco, Tesla.
I'm not going to say I'm a Raising Cane aficionado, but when I'm in Dallas, Texas, I have to come to the Cowboys branded, Post Malone branded Raising Cane's. Did I like it a little bit better because it was posty? Probably. But I like the Texas toast, I like the chicken fingers, and I like the Raising Cane sauce, baby. Hey, what are you doing right now?
Watching the video.
What are you doing right now? Watching our video or watching your video?
I went for a 94-year-old lady. I was supposed to have sex with her in these bushes.
Okay. Yeah, we're leaving. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so we just got talked to by the Raising Cane's management saying that we weren't allowed to film if we were professionals.
Thank you for that compliment.
But Raising Cane's, I'm gonna have to dock you down a little bit.
You've been docked.
You've been docked. I've been docked. We said 7 out of 10. Now my experience is brought down to a solid 3.
Whoa.
You don't come at my boy.
One job.
You don't come at my boy.
There he goes.
Cross him off the list! Cross him off the fucking list!
But the Cowboys obviously didn't want him because they knew, like, if you're trading
They
back
traded back.
every single trade was a street shot.
Here we go. Shoot him if you boot him.
Oh, what a rush!
I know they're getting a lot of awesome content. They're getting fired up, getting ready. We're still a few picks away. Big shout out to all you Cowboys fans. And they said no Brady rules applies.
Crack him back in the
No!
Guyton!
He's not on your board.
Guyton!
I said this to Deffy. I was like, if anybody got picked, any offensive lineman that would be upset about it'd be Tyler Guyton. Be happy about that. We got a starter.
Yeah.
We got a starter, and we got a day 2 pick.
Hey, Tyler Guyton, welcome to the team!
Push me up a little bit more than that. Okay, that's good there, AJ.
Eric, BOTG, Bot G.
Time to pay the piper here.
Get this monkey suit off. Come on.
What are we doing here? We got Guyton and we're wearing suits still? What the is this bullshit?
Hey!
Paying the bills.
Come on, go.
How do I do this?
Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. 20,000 subs, thanks to the nation. You got our back like we eggs and bacon. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. That be our war cry. Shotgun, screech shots, boosting every stream live. Thank you, Confana Maniacs. We do this cause we know you got our back. 20K milestone, all because of you. Big shout out fam from the Cam Fan crew. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs, now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. Now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. Now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. Now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs.
Where the fuck is he standing? Wide the fuck open!
Thank you, Maniacs.
How was he wide open?
20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. 20,000 subs, thanks to the nation. You got our back like we eggs and bacon. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. That be our war cry. Shotgun, street shots, boosting every stream live. Thank you, Canfana Maniacs. We do this cause we know you got our back. 20K milestone, all because of you. Big shout out, fam, from the Can Fan crew. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs, now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs, now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs, now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs, now let's go get that dub. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs. Thank you, Maniacs, for 20,000 subs. Thank you, Maniacs.
Come on, man, listen to man. Shout out to Canada, man. Shout out to the whole Cowboys Can fam. You feel what I'm saying, man? We're in the building, we're doing big things, and big things popping, little things stopping. We outside, worldwide. It ain't been stepped on.
Now the party's getting started, baby!
30 minutes. So you guys can load up right now for $4 or $5 a drink.
Nice.
$5 a drink. Oh! Why didn't you call my middle name, son?
We're here to kick ass on this happy hour. We're gonna have to draft them if you got them, right? Draft them if you got them. Let's go.
Show call, baby!
What's up, baby? How you doing, brother? I'm good. Okay, come. What's up, man? Puro pinche Cowboys!
Let's go. Point to the lips. Raise it if you will. Come on, crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
That was Vegas 2022.
2032, baby! Las Vegas! Let's go! Vegas! So those are the 4 top stadiums for Super Cowboy, baby.
I love it. Then you put your hand out.
Oh, yeah. But you gotta look up so people can think someone else is pouring it.
That's it.
We will get naked for money.
Naked for money!
Super Cowboy said when we're in Texas, we have to have a shiner beer. So he bought us a brown, fellas. Get him up.
Let's go! Let's go!
We are El Destino, Cowboy Camp fans right here, man. We're doing our thing, getting ready. Thanksgiving, we beating them damn Giants. That's what's happening for real. Let's go.
We're like giant pussies.
I'm gonna guess the sizes.
Well, I think it should be pretty easy to guess. Medium.
Oh shit! Large. Who's a medium?
Much love to you guys. Keep doing your thing, baby. Happy Thanksgiving. Nothing but blessings. Let's go.
Beat the Cowboys, baby. Woo! Let's go!
And you're gonna take it? Okay. All right.
Get it in your son, get it in your. Raise a toast and let it spin. Your Cowboys fans are the best in the world, and Eagles fans are dirty words. Watch the Eagles! Eagles fans are dirty words. Recovered a fumble, chug a beer, defensive interception. Chug a beer. If that pick does go for 6, get a screenshot in your kid.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
Crack him if you got him, son.
Crack it if you got him. This is a new one. Oh. Shit. You went very instrumental with this one. Okay. You're going EDM with it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh shit, I gotta get to this. Well, that intro was something. What was that before? What was that? Like, to get that AI song, what did you put? EDM, rave, ecstasy music?
No, you know what? Because we're starting off always now with a little AI corner here. Because that's how we generate most of our content. We're all fake. No, I asked it. I love Dizzy Rascal. I wanted to make it wasn't necessarily a Dizzy Rascal beat, but I asked it how would I explain how to make a Dizzy Rascal beat. It told me. I plugged that in, and that's what came up here. But I felt that one out of the ones that I generated had the most Gotham vibe.
Oh.
And I felt that was appropriate for today's show.
And why do you go with Gotham? Give us a reason.
Gotham?
Yeah, why did you go it? I know, so tell it.
The villain that you need is here.
He's here. Oh, look at his hat.
He's got a new hat.
I just noticed the hat. No way. It is full. You are full on JETS Jets. I just noticed this right now.
I have returned back to suffering, okay? I was suffering for years, went on some hiatus, and now I'm back to suffering. But hello, boys. It's good to see you guys, man.
You too. And welcome, Barry Grant Jr., BGJ of the All Even podcast. Thanks for hopping on. It's been a little minute, but...
it has been. Since draft, I think. Barry, I don't think we've chatted really since the draft.
No. I mean, you guys have been extremely busy. I've been extremely busy, and that's a good thing when everybody's doing what they got to do, pushing out content, pumping out content, going here, going there. Like if you're not doing shit and I don't hear from you, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
But when you're active, it's fine. You can tell me to go fuck off for a while as long as you're doing what you're doing. So I'm proud of you guys.
You know what? It's because it takes that extra work in the off season to find out what the hell we're supposed to be talking about. So
listen, the fact that you guys generate shows continuously every week, salutes to y'all, man, because there's not a lot of people that can be able to find things to discuss all year round. So you guys deserve a fucking medal.
Well, we appreciate you on, Barry.
Some people have seasons as podcasters. They go on seasons. Oh, well, season's over. See you later. Like, no. This shit don't stop.
It does sound kind of nice to do that, but nah, I go away to like Ad's out of office right now. We're in his house. AJ and I are just here while Adam's on vacation. Yeah, we just smashed it. I'm like, we'll figure it out. He's like, no, guys, we'll just do it. Everyone, oh no, we weaseled our way in here. But yeah, it would be nice, but we missed 1 week and we feel like it feels awkward. Ad, Out of studio BW1. What's up, brother?
Well, first off, I thought you guys were going on the main camera for a bit, so
I know I
wasn't
fucked up.
seeing the show, and Barry and I were dancing for a bit, and then I saw, oh, we're not on there. They're going to intro us. So then we both stop and we're sitting like this, and then you bring us up, and then I look over and I see us sitting here like a bunch of fools. So.
Fire the producer immediately.
Hey,
fire him.
Hey, I usually have one job. You can't here. Let me cut to my shot. That's my shot right now. Just darkness. You can't see. I'm usually over there on a couch. So I panicked. I panicked. AJ's rave techno music. I felt like I had taken drugs.
Yep.
I didn't know what to do. I panic mode. I looked up, just saw AJ and I. Looked over here, saw Barry and Ad dancing. I panicked. I brought you guys in.
I for what it's worth, guys, I was watching the dancing because I see the edit screen and I was loving it. Because at first, Barry, what we're doing is I'm just playing some new intros, just to variations, just in the off season, just effing around, having some fun. We'll bring back the original.
I think the fact that you got the AI generation, you should just pop a new one every week and see what's up.
Yeah, it's similar, but I'm always nervous because the first one I did, Anth was not into.
No, it sucked.
Which, hey, they're not all.
I'm gonna call it out. If it's shitty,
I know.
I'm gonna tell you. Don't do that style ever again.
No, and so I'm always nervous, and I'm looking and watching people's reaction. And
I like that one. Yeah, it was good. But hey, it is okay. Like AJ said, it's the off season. Okay, get in there.
Inside baseball or behind baseball, flip the pennant behind you guys. Flip behind you, like physically behind you. There you go. And there's a little remote in front of you. Get that up lighting on.
There's two little remotes in front of me. Is the story one?
The thicker one.
Yeah.
The thicker one.
The thicker one. This one.
There you go.
Oh, this guy?
There we go. This is behind baseball.
The blue lights behind us? Yeah, there we go.
Look at this. Watch this. We're not there. And then, boom, now we're flying.
Some ambiance.
Boosting it.
Yeah, we boosted. All right, guys. Hey. Well, it's the off season. AJ, what do you want to say?
I just want to hop into something real quick, Barry, because it's kind of big news. It is off-brand, okay, and it is
crack me if you got him.
It's a little crack me if you got him. It is a little bit of a side quest, and I just want to know what is the deal here with the Lakers and the purchase, the selling. I don't know if fill us in here if you don't mind, because I messaged you right away, but I wanted to get the.
Yeah, AJ, thank you for asking that question, since you know that I'm a diehard Lakers fan. This is the greatest day in Laker history since the purchase of the team back in the 70s by Jerry Buss, right? This right here puts the Lakers back into like big business, because they've been a mom and pop deli for the last 25 years or so. They've operated very cheaply, and because it's the Lakers, the brand stretches. But now you have a guy like Mark Walter, who owns the Dodgers, who owns a lot of other things, who is now going to be in the forefront of making sure that the business side of the Lakers matches what's happening on the court. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the best scouting department because they don't want to spend. They don't have the best analytic department because they don't want to spend. They don't have the best international scouting department because they don't want to spend. They don't have the best training department because they don't want to spend. Now, you don't have that problem anymore once December comes around, because you're going to have the guy with the big fucking pockets, and he's going to be able to make the Lakers look like the Dodgers and all these other rich teams, or all the other sports you can think of. They're going to be that now. So it's a big, big situation for the Lakers. Big news. Happy days for the Laker fans, and it's just a great day.
So you're stoked on it then? That's good.
Oh, excited.
So put this into in like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. What would be the equivalent? Like the Joneses selling it to a corporation? Like put it into to football terms for me.
Yeah. So exactly. It would be Jerry Jones selling it to Jeff Bezos.
Oh shit. Creepy Bezos. Can we do who's the Facebook fucking weirdo? I drink coffee. No, I don't drink coffee. Yeah, if they it will
be one of those things where you have like a big conglomerate that they know how to be able to operate like big business.
Yeah.
And Jerry has a lot of money, but Jerry operates the Cowboys like a mom and pop shop. So you would literally get out of that and go into kind of like what the Commanders are going to look like going forward.
Right.
That's exactly what the Lakers are going to look like.
Okay, that makes okay.
It's interesting because one of the big things that irked me this offseason or whenever it came out was those rankings by the players on their own facilities.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Cowboys were, I can understand them maybe being an A- or whatever and not the top position because it is like opinion based. But the fact that they were like, whatever it was, I think the training was, they were
It's some
essentially like
Cs.
around,
Stuff that's just money.
mid-level, which is like, then go out and buy, like either A, you're not asking what your players are needing and you're putting money into something that's not necessary, or B, you just are not putting money into it. So like find out from your players, why is this a C? Like Trevon Diggs, why did you not want to come to our facility and rehab? Like, let's not even argue about you coming or going, but let's just find out why you stayed away. Maybe there was a great reason, but if it's something that can be upgraded with money, there's no excuse
except being cheap.
Except for being cheap.
Right. So in the Dallas Cowboys, that example, obviously it's being cheap because they make money hand over fist every year, right? With all the sponsorships, all the deals that they constantly make. Jerry Jones is constantly making deals. They have the ability to be able to upgrade their facilities and have state-of-the-art facilities if they wanted to. But Jerry tends to say, hey, you're a Dallas Cowboy. You need to be happy that you're a Dallas Cowboy. So it doesn't matter if we have this wood shed out in the back. You need to make sure that you have your Cowboy shirt on and be happy about it. That's no, I need to have the best facilities. If you are the most, richest franchise or whatever the fuck it is, like you need to show it sometimes.
The
And I
place
think
should
it's the
look
same
like
thing with basketball with the Lakers is that they're now going to be able to show that they're one of the most historical teams in sports history.
You should never lose a free agent because they're like, ooh, I don't know about this place.
Right.
Like money wise, okay, maybe maybe the player's not worth what you think they are.
The facility should look like a fucking spaceship on the inside.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Us guys doing a tour of the facilities, we should be like, even I am when I go to AT&T, but it's like if you went to the Frisco Star and you went to these places, it should feel like out of your realm of possibility.
Yes,
these guys are billionaires. They're billionaire.
You shouldn't be there.
Yeah, like what am I doing here? I shouldn't even be walking on these floors, right? But that's how it should be when you're billionaires. So then, just quickly back to the Lakers. Like, how will this, so for the Lakers, I'm just trying to think of this for the Cowboys. Also, how will this improve it for players? Then is it just like AJ had brought up, facilities like training facilities will be top notch.
This is gonna push it to the forefront. So you're going to have state-of-the-art facilities. You're going to have the best training staffs. You're going to have all of these different amenities that, we tend to kind of like downplay for athletes because everybody's rich. They got money and all this stuff. That shit still matters. Like, when you walk into a facility, you walk into a building, it's like, oh, this is really nice. It makes me want to be here more. No matter if I have money, I can go get something myself or whatever it is. You still want to be a part of something that is investing into the players, investing into their brand, investing into whatever it is, and making the place look decent. So people still like nice shit, no matter if you're paying for it or not.
That's true.
So that's what billionaires are supposed to do. So Mark Walter, he's gonna do that for the Lakers, and hopefully Jerry Jones will open up the pockets and start to improve the facilities a little bit.
Well, we ain't gonna hold our breaths on that.
Right.
But AJ, what else do we got going on tonight, man? I know again it's not the hottest section of the NFL offseason, but we always figure stuff out. We'll figure it out. We'll work our way through this. Take us on a little trip of what we're going to be chatting about tonight.
Well, I just want to Adam, sorry, you got something.
I was gonna say take us on an LSD trip. Like get us all screwed up here.
Yeah, be our weird drug dealer that we met outside in a back alley for one night.
Oh, hey, Micah Parsons, the Lion here. Hey guys. No, I want to go back. Let's just go back to the draft and roll our way through the offseason in whatever kind of storyline we take. But on this trip, because we do want to get your opinion on what you saw happening with the Cowboys, because I know, Barry, even if you tried to block them out, you're still going to end up hearing them anyways, right? So, and then also, though, we want to hear your thoughts on the Jets and how you think they improved. Obviously, the Aaron Rodgers news was
a little bit part of the Jets offseason too. So I think we just roll through there. But let's go back to the draft and look at our, first 3-round picks heavily, and then the rest of the picks could just be kind of casually thrown in as we have thoughts.
Yeah, well, and not even as far as draft's good, and then offseason moves, like Barry, like AJ said, we know you're still following the Cowboys. I don't care what hat you have on. You could have a fucking 49ers hat on. I know you're still going to be watching Cowboys stuff.
Baby.
And you can't help it.
I don't think you could.
You can't help
my
it.
point was, I don't
shoved.
think
It's shoved in your face. Like,
you couldn't.
Cowboys
you could
news
not,
is just shoved.
You couldn't not pay attention to sports. And
the thing with Barry though is like for the last 4 and a bit years that we've known him, I've never seen him once wear anything Dallas Cowboys related, but he's been back on the Jets bandwagon for like 3 weeks, and he's fucking sporting a Jets hat.
Look, I didn't purchase this, okay? This was a gift from the wife.
Oh,
so
okay.
if she buys me something, and I did wear it to just be a stick with tonight.
Of course you did.
And this is the first time I'm actually cracking the hats. I've never worn it.
I cannot wait to cut this clip to you throwing that hat in your backyard along with your fucking along with your fucking was it the Mets with your Mets hat?
The Mets.
That was like the first video I saw of you that I was like, this guy's fucking hilarious. This is a hilarious video. I cannot wait to watch that hat, and you won't do it because your old lady bought it for you, but I know you're gonna want it. I'll send you a hat that you can throw into the alleyway.
Oh no! Listen, I always tell her, if you're gonna buy me hats of teams that I root for, buy a spare. There's gonna be one where I destroy and abuse, and there's gonna be one where I treat nicely. So I have the spare. Trust me.
I like it.
I have the spare.
So let's go back, and again, we don't even really have. I think we could talk draft picks also with trades. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying. Let's roll back to the beginning. And I mean, here's one thing I think that came up for me. We kind of touched on the last episode, but I think it's a good way to kick it off here. Tyler Guyton, the Dallas Cowboys are showing all signs that he's going to be the guy that they believe in and who's going to be starting. I felt a little bit of a lackluster season last year. We bring in this new coaching staff. There's that potential that he's going to, be able to be the player who we expect him to be as a first-round pick. But yeah, like that's one of the bigger concerns with the Dallas Cowboys on the offense, at least. I know last week we also had Cowboys beat on who was not super high on the running back room as we were, and kind of maybe took some wind out of our sails there. But, in terms of like, just having options, at least in the backfield, it feels better. So I think those two things for me are the most concerning thing on the offense. Mind you, the Cowboys went out, got a first-round pick for the guard to replace Zach Martin. So it's like, did the line improve enough? And if Tyler Guyton just repeats his performance, are we going to have a better offensive line? And if that is better, then all things, lead to Rome at the end of the day. And Rome being Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl.
So Barry, what do you think? How did the Cowboys offseason? Have they done enough? Have they done enough to get competitive?
I mean, the addition of George Pickens interests me, right? Because the dude's a knucklehead, but man, is he talented, right? And if he can just be able to be motivated enough to get through a full season without like necessarily having a breakdown, you really have a guy that can be able to help you win games and have some clutch catches down the stretch. Now, I am concerned about the running back room, but at the end of the day, football is a weird sport. Sometimes you can be able to have this nervous reaction to a lack of names or weapons, right? And then somebody comes along and just like, oh, they kind of just take the reins by storm, and now you have your guy, right? So I'm curious to see who's going to be that guy for the Cowboys, right? Who's going to be that guy? I want to see how the offensive line actually kind of maps out, right? You got some young guys on the line. I want to see how they gel together, because if they end up gelling early, the Cowboys can be able to do some damage. They want to run the football this year. They want to do a lot more ground and pound, which they should be doing with a guy like Dak Prescott that has the ability to win you games, but you want to kind of rein him in a little bit, kind of like what Buffalo did last year with Josh Allen, right? So you want to see that kind of progression. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of question marks. So I won't necessarily say that I'm out on what they did or I'm sold on what they did. It's more like a wait and see type of situation because they put a lot of pieces together that can work or it might not work. And they have to kind of pivot and maybe have to make some moves, before the deadline happens. So we'll see what happens. It's more of like this is a very big question mark season, not for any bad reasons, just about there's a lot of, we don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask everyone
I
here.
said to the guy.
Oh, sorry, Ed, go, and then I'll ask after.
I said to the guys last week that it feels like this year, most of the guys that we have on the roster, or a majority of the guys like George Pickens, and a couple of the other guys are these like 1-year rental guys. It's like, are they doing this in a smart way where they're just trying to grab as many possible high ceiling type of players for this 1-year rental? Like that could either really benefit us this season because they're all in like this prove it type of scenario, or it could absolutely blow up in our face.
Right.
Like George Pickens is a perfect example, but our running back rooms with Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, call them rentals.
Right.
So there's just and Kyer Elam, who's in their secondary, like rentals. And then they got drafted a couple of guys that they maybe were not ready to go this season, like Savon Revel. They're going to be ready for future seasons. So I think you kind of like hit it on the net. It's like a mystery season. It feels very 50-50. It's either going to go really well for us or it's going to go bad. I don't think it's going to be in the middle.
I agree.
Totally. And the issue with that, I like what the Cowboys did with the 1-year rentals. They should have been doing that last season, right? They kind of, the Mike McCarthy final year was kind of just like, all right, Mike, take what you have. We're not going to try to make the team any better. We're going to lose a bunch of key free agents and make it work. If you want to coach here again, you're going to make the postseason, right? They didn't attempt to make the roster better at all. Where at least this season, you can at least say they tried. And sure, you have the 1-year rentals, and George Pickens falls underneath that 1-year rental spot. But man, if you're going to get a 1-year rental, George Pickens, fuck me sideways. That's a nice 1-year rental, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the issue with something like George Pickens too is you're damned if you do it and you're damned if you don't. Because if he goes out there and has a rock star season and Cowboys don't pull the trigger on him signing, and that don't have a history of doing that, of making quick calls when it comes to signing players, especially when they're a top 3 elite player in the NFL. But I don't see them signing him before the. Well, I guess you could sign him at any point in time.
You could sign him at any point of the season. The only.
But if he hits a point where he's like, you know what, guys, I'm actually gonna hit about 1,400 yards this year or 1,200 yards. I'm gonna test free market. So you got to hit him when you know that he's that dude. And
it's a weird spot.
Yeah, it's a weird. It'll be a weird spot.
I can't see a year. I can't see us having George Pickens on the team next year. I think if the Cowboys are looking at him and he balls out this year and he ends up going away and he gets a big contract with a different team, it just tells the Cowboys that your number one priority going into the 2026 draft is a wide receiver. You have to be drafting another wide receiver that is like truly of that like wide receiver 1 caliber. I think that's probably more like what they're looking at. If George Pickens doesn't have a great season, and they could probably get him for like a better deal, maybe we to keep him. But like, what world do we live in where the Cowboys are paying top dollar for another wide receiver 1? It just seems so unlikely that it's going to happen to us for us.
Well, I can tell you this too. Like,
he's probably going to be a Jets.
We'll take him. We need anybody right now. But I'll use a basketball analogy. And we were talking about the Lakers and how this coincides with the Cowboys in what ways. The Lakers, they've had this strategy for like the last 5 or 6 years where they'll go get a guy in free agency on like a prove it 1-year deal, right? Because what that does for the Lakers is that they can be able to have the highest potential of this guy being good and balling out, right? But what that does for the player is that it gives them the biggest platform possible to be able to showcase what they can do so they can get the bag from somebody else. So it's a win-win situation for both parties, right? So I think the Cowboys should start going into that and say, hey, listen, this is Dallas. You're going to get more primetime games than anybody in the league because it's just Dallas. Come here for this 1 year, ball out. If we can be able to help you negotiate a contract and stay here, cool. But I can guarantee you, just you being here and balling out with this team, with this brand behind you, you're guaranteed to get a bigger contract. So I think Dallas needs to kind of lean into that going forward because it might be advantageous to both parties, honestly.
It is. That's a great point. And you've seen it with not only players on 1 year deals, but players entering their final year of any contract. They tend to kind of find this other level, right? So you're right. Maybe find guys that not only are they on the 1 year deals, but kind of trading. And the cool thing about the Pickens deal is everyone's like, well, you traded, it was a third, right? They traded a third for Pickens. But if he balls out and he goes somewhere else, they have a chance of getting a compensatory pick for him.
Right.
A very high one. So it's legitimately a 1 year. It's a win-win. It's a 1 year rental,
100%.
and you might still get that third round pick back. And it could even be possibly a better third round pick than you were going to have. Or no, because it'd be at the end of the third round. Sorry. But still, you'll end up finding that third round pick. So it's a weird, I love the trade. I think it was the best move the Cowboys made this offseason. We're finally going to see CeeDee Lamb with that other guy across from him. Of course, he had Amari Cooper a few years ago, but CeeDee Lamb was not CeeDee Lamb when Amari Cooper was there. He needed Amari to leave and become the guy to become the guy, right? He's the guy. I don't think anyone in here...
a lot from Amari, but took it up a notch when Amari left.
He needed Amari to leave to get his true potential, right? And I don't think anyone sitting here, Cowboys fan or not, that's not saying CeeDee Lamb is a top, I'm going to say 3, but at least 5 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah,
so
I don't think anyone's arguing top 5.
Crack me if you got it. But AJ, what do you got here? You got something? I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, if you can't. Okay, perfect. Hey, great. So these are the 2026 wide receivers who are unrestricted free agents next season. So Ad, you just mentioned like George Pickens. So I just wonder, can the Cowboys just keep this going without having to trade? Because they don't really seem to be very big in free agency, so maybe they are going to have to trade. But these are the free agents coming up: Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, George Pickens, of course, Cortland Sutton, Jacoby Myers, Wan'Dale Robinson, Christian Kirk. I don't know how to say that one. Juan Jennings from San Francisco. Juwan Jennings, thank you. And Romeo Doubs. Now, I'm just saying, if the Cowboys do plan to play that kind of game of, hey, come here for a 1 year rental, there's a lot of guys on that list that I think could play a role that George Pickens would play. Well, maybe not the exact role, but at least be a complement to CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, being a wide receiver 2 on the Dallas Cowboys, knowing that you have a legit wide receiver 1 and a legit quarterback that can get you the football, right? Like, whether you like him or not, Dak Prescott is a top 10, top 15, or however you rank him, he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. So you're going to have a chance to be able to, especially a guy like Mike Evans, right? Like Mike Evans goes into free agency as an older wide receiver. You know, he's looking at kind of like the tail end of his career. Is he going to get another long-term deal? He may not, right? So it might be better for him to sign up with a Dallas Cowboys team so you can be able to sign some 1 year deals. As long as you stay productive, you can still be able to be very, very, you can still make money and be productive on 1 year deals for the next 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is, right? So it makes sense for Dallas to kind of go into this realm with everybody. If you have a defensive end, if you have a cornerback that needs to have his image kind of like restructured and redone, come to Dallas. You can come for 1 season and see how you can be able to repair things, because it just works better for both parties. So I like that class. I think they can be able to strike on, one of those guys and be good.
Yeah, or make another trade. I mean, if we're trading a a third or fourth or fifth round pick each year, not for a backup quarterback that doesn't hit the field, but for a player who's going to play.
Well, Mingo, I mean, you got
What do you
Mingo.
mean? Joe Milton is not going to play?
No, I was talking about Trey Lance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you know what? The Milton,
I'm not upset.
We're not upset because it was a 6th round pick, right? That
Yeah.
fucking Trey Lance, you traded a 4th round pick for this fucking guy to sit on your bench for 2 years.
And it only hurt. It only hurt because we started to see how important a high 4th round pick could be, right? With all these guys who kept dropping and dropping. And it would have been just super nice for the Cowboys to have that. But instead, even if Milton doesn't play, he is the backup. I'm assuming he's going to beat up Will Grier. And I don't know. I said this and the boys laughed at me, but I think he's that combination between Lance and Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
all the positives. The positives.
Milton is really good, man. Milton is a really good quarterback.
With a cannon.
I
think he's got a red bush?
Given the chance, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he's going to play in preseason, so that's what we're.
Yeah, I think I'm more excited to see a Joe Milton because he was a 6th round. Anthony on the head. He was a 6th round pick. Like that. That's the equivalent of it. So if he ends up playing, there's more excitement for him than let's say a Trey Lance. Do I want Joe Milton
because he was the first
play
round?
All of our. Yeah. Do I want Joe Milton to play all of our games next season? No, I don't. I absolutely don't want to see that. I want to see him in preseason, and then I want him to sit on the bench and develop behind Dak, and just know that if we do need a guy who comes out with a cannon of an arm, we can do it with him. He does have a lot of exciting things, but any fan who says put in Joe Milton over Dak Prescott, like they were saying with Trey Lance last year, is just crazy. You're absolutely ridiculous to say that coming into the season.
You look at
just wait for it. It's coming.
I hate Dak Prescott, I would have to agree.
It's coming. If Joe Milton plays good in the preseason, you wait. The first interception that Dak Prescott throws in an untimely fashion, you're getting the Joe Milton. I mean, that's the thing with being the backup quarterback. You're always the most sought after person, right? You are.
People always look at the bridesmaid. They always look at the bridesmaid like she's hot.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, she's not even
It's not her day. It's not her day.
Crack me if you got him.
So Barry, give us a little rundown on any exciting draft picks this season for the Jets. Anyone in particular?
Okay.
I will say this, guys. I'll be honest with you. Their draft was to me. Free agency, to me. You know what I mean? I think the biggest guy that I liked, Brandon Stevens. I think Brandon Stevens, to me, has a chance to shock some people and work into that defense and see how he can be able to maybe shock some heads and turn some heads. But I think that it's the status quo. They want to go ahead and see how they're going to do offensively. I think Breece Hall, they're thinking about trading him. Maybe that's a thing, right? Maybe that's a thing where you can be able to get some value for Breece Hall because there is some depth at the running back position that they have. I'm still not a fan of Justin Fields. I call him Josh Fields because he has to earn the name Justin. I can't see how he's your starting quarterback and you feel confident going into the season. Yeah. It just kills me. But outside of that, Jets going Jet. We know that. I'm expecting nothing more than they get 7 wins. I'll be happy.
Okay. 7.
Yeah.
7. I mean, but you're in full rebuild mode, though. You are. You guys are in rebuild mode. The Aaron Rodgers, thing's gone.
It's one of those things where it's just Membo. I love though. As a draft pick, I love Membo.
Yeah, we were looking at him.
Membo's
multiple
yeah,
times.
legit.
He is a fucking monster.
We said if
The
he fell to the Cowboys, Bembo, if we said he fell to the Cowboys, it was an easy pick.
And the Jets had a chance to pick up a quarterback or two. They went tackle, and I think that's the smart way: is get the O-line set and then bring in the young guy. Don't bring in the young guy and give him the David Carr treatment, where he basically
gets killed.
Yeah,
you don't even have to go that far. The Sam Darnold treatment.
Sure.
Totally.
I mean, there's too many to name where these teams, I understand you invest in a quarterback, you want to get him on the field. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure. I think it's always better to give him a year or a half year to kind of get up to speed and before you throw him out to the wolves. But more importantly, get some protection there for these guys so that they can at least have time in the pocket to adjust. And you don't want them to get gun shy, which I'm not saying that these guys are tough quarterbacks. They're going to be able to handle that, but it's a different speed, right? Everyone acknowledges that the game speed is just that much different. So you get a quarterback in there, and if he doesn't have the protection, he's never going to be able to feel comfortable enough.
100%.
Is Mason Taylor Jason Taylor's nephew or something? Is that
his son?
It's his son? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Bloodline
I'm
pick.
just going. His name's Jason, and he named his kid Mason.
That's pretty funny.
Hi,
That's
I'm Jason.
fucking
This is my
awesome.
son Mason.
I think that pick has a lot of potential.
Oh, hell
for
yeah.
all
I
the
mean,
wrong reasons for
why is
all
that?
the wrong reasons for me though. It has
Why is
nothing
that?
to do with him being good. It's the fact that his auntie is going to be able to come to the game with her fine behind. So,
Shit. Okay.
Joy Taylor, come on down. Come on down.
Mason and Jason Taylor.
Another dude that we were looking at that's on the New York list here is Malachi Moore.
Yep.
Safety. He's actually, I think we were drafting him, I believe, in like late 5th, 6th, 7th round. So obviously.
Listen, I had said AJ that their draft was all right. I like their draft. I was being facetious.
No, you know what? You know what it
Yeah.
is, Barry? There's nothing real sexy on here. That's the thing.
Thomas is Wanye's brother.
I was just gonna say they have 2 back-to-back bloodline picks. Yeah, that's the best thing that they got there.
Yeah.
Jason Mason Taylor and Wanye's brother. I'm not gonna even attempt to say.
Azarea.
Let me tell you who's gonna be the sleeper of that draft pick or that draft class there for the Jets. Arian Smith.
Okay.
4th round.
Draft buzzing on
That kid he's fast and he has hands. He's just a little undersized, but he's going to shock a lot of people in regards to how good he is.
Not with Justin Fields.
Not with Josh Fields.
Not with Josh Fields.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's got some speed. 4.36.
Yeah, trust me, he can.
He's a burner.
He can fly. He
Yeah.
can fly.
Absolute burner.
Height and weight, height's good, I think.
Height's not bad. 6 foot. I mean, and you're gonna be able to. He could put on 10 pounds and not lose much to his 40.
You know what it is? A lot of guys like that. He's 6 foot, but he still just looks. He's very smallish.
Yeah,
he looks smallish. Like some guys can be a little like they're just stockier. They might be shorter, but they just look taller. Look more intimidating. He's not an intimidating looking receiver, but he's very talented. He has the metrics and the tools to be good. We just have to see if he can put it together.
Well, there is one thing that we touched on here, Breece Hall, and I think that's a nice, fun connection between the Cowboys and the Jets because whether true or not, Breece Hall was coming up in a lot of rumors, a lot of trade rumors for the Dallas Cowboys.
Still is. He still is.
I guess the potential's still there, right? Like, shit. I mean, on our side of the fence, of course, shit, man. If I'm playing Madden, let's add him to the backfield and sim till week 8 and see who's on top.
Yeah, YOLO it. Barry, what would it take for you to get rid? Like, realistically, you had Braylon Allen for the Jets last year, drafted in the 4th round. He came in, played pretty nice in very limited reps. Now you have Breece. Now you have Breece Hall and him in the backfield. Like, what would you realistically have to give up to part ways with a Breece Hall? Like Jerry's calling you, Barry. What do I got to do to get Breece from you?
Come on, Barry.
Honestly,
I'm gonna grease you.
I would definitely. I would take a 3rd and a future 4th.
Okay,
Breece Hall.
I think that's fair. I think that's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah.
Because he
Because the
former
thing
first
is,
rounder.
like, you know, as good as Brees Hall is projected to be, you just don't know, right? Coming off an injury, you know, he looked okay last season, had some flashes, but obviously the offensive line was just all over the place. It wasn't that great. And, you know, the expectation kind of dropped, but he still has a ton of talent. He was a guy that before he got hurt, you talk about like breakaway speed that can be able to break away, you know, break an 80-yard run. So this is a guy that still has that ability if he can be able to get back to that level. So for a guy like Jerry that likes guys like that can be able to, you know, just take off on the defense. Yeah, a third and a future fourth will be worth getting a guy that way, because you can be able to now not worry about your running back position for a couple of years. And then, you know, obviously is going to come down to contract time, but you know, you might be able to get a favorable contract just because he hasn't really gotten to his elite status yet. So you might be able to get him on a reasonable deal, and then when he goes ahead and breaks out, he's on that reasonable deal when he does break out. So it might be worth it to kind of buy in on him now, and then you can be able to reap the benefits later.
Yeah, and even if a guy's going to come in and play whatever 60% of your snaps, or be able to do that, and you get him for just 2 years, and then maybe he's fucks off in free agency.
Yeah, because what is he going in his 4th year?
I think.
Yeah,
but he's a first-round pick, so you'd have the 5th-round option.
I think so.
Yeah,
yeah.
option. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I would be fine with that, even giving up a 3rd round, because running backs are in those kind of skilled positions. Running backs, wide receivers, we're seeing them more and more coming in with more like high potential, right? And the game definitely is favoring offense. And also, I'm just looking at the depth chart here for the Jets. Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis sitting in the background. Like, if this is going to be like you predicted, if you're happy with the 7 wins, but that gives you the opportunity then to trade Brees Hall for an extra 3rd round pick and get to test out Allen and Davis and see who can run the ball, and maybe you win out with both of those guys. It's not a bad move. If you're looking to win 7 games, I don't see Brees Hall being the definitive factor in that, right? Like, well, maybe he actually might be, if depending, you know, how Justin Fields plays. But hey, even better, Barry, you end up with, you know, a top 3 pick, and then, you know.
Well, what pisses
I'm just saying
about this. What pisses me off about this conversation about Brees Hall is that, like, last season, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley were both up for grabs. And then you now hear, like, Saquon Barkley is saying, I never heard anything from the Commanders or the Cowboys. Like, there wasn't one peep with me being on the trading block. And then this season, all we hear is, like, the talks of possibly Brees Hall being a potential candidate or suitor. If you had those 3 guys in front of me to say, who are you going to pick? Brees Hall is number 3. I'm not even like, I'm going between Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, and I'm trying to make a push for them. So it's a little bit infuriating hearing the fact that his name keeps popping up, and possibly it's just a good PR team that keeps shoving his name back into the Cowboys, and there's no intention to actually sign him.
It's typical Jerry Jones gaslighting. It's the time of the year for it, right? It's that it keeps the fan base, you know, hungry, and they can be, oh yeah, Brees, but he's not doing that shit.
No,
Like,
he
you know,
ain't
he's
going.
not.
He ain't
You know,
going.
it's just one of those things where the Cowboys are always floated in every free agent's name.
Yep.
When their agents don't even contact them, because what the agents do is that they use the Cowboys name to generate more buzz and interest for the actual player when the Cowboys not even fucking contacted them.
Did you hear?
It's just easy to do because
Jerry
Jerry's not going to
Jones.
come out and say, "Yeah, that's a lie. We've never talked to this guy." Jerry likes the publicity.
Totally.
So he doesn't care.
He just wants to keep being in the headlines, and you hear it every free agent, every trade bait. Yeah, it's always the Dallas Cowboys this, Dallas Cowboys that.
Let's not, like, okay,
I wish it was true.
I 100% agree, but who's fanning the flames?
Everyone.
Fucking ESPN, NFL.com.
Us. We talk about it. We post about it. We're
right, but I'm saying we may not talk about it so much if we didn't have it shoved down our throats where we're like, okay, this is a hot topic. And I'm not mad at it. This is this is what the Dallas Cowboys bring, right?
Well, AJ, that's what I was talking about, is that the agents have the line to all of these contacts, right? So if the agent is putting out all of these things, then of course the all of these media outlets are going to run with the story. So Jerry is not going to come out and debunk anything because Jerry likes the Cowboys name and everything, even though there's no truth behind it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's all it is. The agents contacting the media outlets. The media outlets are putting it out. Jerry Jones is sitting there putting all of his salt on his food and just smiling. He doesn't care.
And all of these NFL teams are all individual businesses. The NFL is a business. The media conglomerates are
the more chat, the better.
Oh yeah,
right.
I got an article, but before I segue into it, I just want to, I want to touch on the Breece Hall thing one last time. Just quickly, I want to go through everybody. Barry, you gave us, you would give up Breece Hall for a third and a future fourth. What would you trade for Breece Hall if you even want Breece Hall? You could say nothing. You don't have to.
I think third, and I would just I would go with a third, and that's it. I wouldn't do two. I wouldn't do a third and a future fourth. I would be third round pick. I think taking Breece Hall at this ultimately, I'm taking him as most likely he's going to be a 1-year rental if he doesn't produce those numbers, and then I'm going to have to pay a lot for this guy or a substantial amount. So like a third feels somewhat high for me, depending on where we're sitting next season. But I would be negotiating a third.
Well, apparently, yeah. So
pull that up, AJ, before we get onto that. That's some nice info there.
Yeah, sorry. So Breece Hall apparently is an unrestricted free agent. However, that falls in.
But I think the reason they have that down there is because they have a chance to make him a 5th round option, because he was a first round pick. I want to say, wasn't he? I swear he got drafted in the 1st round. Hall signed a 4-year deal. What's this say here?
Hang on, let me look.
4-year contract. It doesn't show it. You would hope they would show when he got drafted. I thought,
second round.
Second round. Okay, that's why. I thought he was a 1st round pick. I really did.
Me too.
Okay, so it legitimately would be
a 1-year
rental. Does that change what we're saying? Barry, I ain't giving you a third and a fourth now.
Yeah. He seems now more like a
Here's the thing.
Seems more like a fourther for me now.
I would.
We'll back it out. Give me a 4th and a 5. We're good.
Yeah, that's still good. I like that.
I would be fine with giving you a third to get him this year.
You just have to be sold on him.
Just got to be sold on him. And
do we have a third to give though? We gave a third for George Pickens.
No,
it'd have to
can't make the deal.
It'd have to be a 2027.
Barry, I would do the 4th and 5th.
Yeah, I think a 4th and 5th.
I'd do that.
I would do a 4th and 5th.
Because think about it, right? Think about if we're gonna look at his numbers, outside of his rookie season that he got hurt, right? He's on pace to really do some big numbers. He's played 17. He's played 17 games. Started 16 games in 2024, right? This is a guy that he can catch the ball. He can run, 4 yards a carry, a little bit over 4 yards a carry. He's not bad. He's not a bad guy. He's a guy that can be able to do multiple things for you because he does have some escapability and some quickness and some savvy to him. So it's not a bad player to get, because if he's given the offensive line and the space, he does have the awareness and the vision to be able to make plays. So it might change your team drastically from a team that's kind of a fringe playoff team.
Playoffs.
Maybe now you get a couple of more wins because you got a guy that can be able to, you can trust to give the ball to in certain situations, and you might win a game or 2 or 3 and put yourself in a more advantageous position. So it might help you to get a guy like Breece Hall to kind of push the team on a little bit.
Hey man, you get an average of nearly 5 touchdowns in 3 years with the Cowboys last year.
Yeah.
I will take that.
That was more than
I'll give a 3rd round pick.
That was more than all the running backs together. Look at the carry he was on in 2022. 80 carries for a 5.8 average and 4 touchdowns.
Oh,
if you end up doing that for like over 200 attempts, he's fucking killing it.
Yeah, he was on pace for
1,600
definitely
yards
13,
and 12
1,400
touchdowns.
yards that
Yeah.
year. He was a monster.
But looking at, okay, and we're going to go to this PFF running back ranking. This is a good segue to this. We got the Jets, Barry Grant Jr., Jets faithful over there after he just got sick and tired of the Cowboys shit, which I don't blame him. I honestly don't. A New York guy, New York kid, born and raised in New York. I don't fault you for going back to New York. If I had a Canadian team to fall back on other than the Cowboys, fucking see it. There's no way I'd ever go to the Seahawks. Just can't do it. I know too many Seahawks fans.
I don't believe you.
No,
I don't believe you, Ed.
Okay, fair. But I think if there was a Canadian team ever, I would have just, as soon as I started liking football, I would have just pigeonholed myself into liking.
You'd give them a chance.
Yeah, but
with our luck, it would be like the Yukon Bears or something.
Well, it'd be Toronto. So actually, I take that back. It'd be Toronto. So I can't cheer for a Toronto team. I wouldn't say Canada. I can't cheer for a Toronto team. But we got Barry Grant Jr. of Jets Faithful of the All Even podcast. We got us 3 Can fanboys over here. We got PFF's running back rankings, top 32 ahead of the 2025 season. I think this will be crack him if you got him, AJ. Yeah. I think this would be a fun little exercise, and we can all guess where we think the Cowboys are. I didn't look through this. I put this in the DMs. I said, guys, don't go through it. Let's be surprised. I don't know what's what.
I didn't look either.
I didn't look. I just
because I didn't read your message.
Okay, good.
I didn't look either.
Okay, you guys didn't look. I wrote it down here on AJ's pad, and he looked at me like I was like talking. I was like, so then I wrote IG chat. Good thing I'm just throwing shit in there, throwing darts up. But all right, we'll guess both. We're gonna guess the Jets running back rank, and this is all the players.
Ranked player?
It's all their players.
Oh,
so it's the running back room.
Also, it's the running back group.
It's the run exactly correct. So it's the running back room. So the Jets are probably going to be up there. Barry, you're our guest. You get a lead out, or are you going to decide? Do you want to lead out or do you want to end, or where do you want to pick?
No, I'll lead out.
Okay,
I'll lead out. Let me see.
Here's a fun fact. I have to actually look to see who's in the Jets running back room.
I'll tell you right now. We told you, you're clearly not listening to us while we're talking. Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis.
As I am because I'm a Jets fan, I have to be fair. I can't put them any higher than 14. So I'm gonna go 14.
Okay, I think that's fair
for Jets with Breece Hall leading the pack.
Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. That's their 3. And now the Cowboys have, and you don't know what order it's going to be, but they have Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, the newly drafted Phil Maffa, and newly drafted Jaden Blue, and then Deuce Vaughn is in there. Barry, where do you think those guys are ranked at?
I think you have to put that group into the bottom third of the league. I am going to put them at, to be fair, let's put them 24.
24.
Ooh, okay.
Damn it. That's the number I was
know, but Barry's, I think you're sleeping on the Jets a bit. I'm just gonna go with mine here.
I could be. I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to be fair.
You're trying.
I don't want to be
subjective,
too crazy over the top. But I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about it. 14 is modest for me. I'm sticking with 14.
14. I'm gonna go. And I don't know if AJ or Ad, you guys had any thoughts on this yet.
Go
for the Jets, I like the Jets room. With Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. If Breece Hall can stay healthy, those guys are going to have a nice 1-2 split, a better 1-2 split than a lot of guys in the NFL. And I think you got to put them, in my mind, in the top third. I'm going to give them 10. I'm going to give them 10th. And then the Cowboys, fuck me. I have a feeling PFF really likes to put a strap on and give it to the Cowboys. So they got to be in the high 20s, man. I just can't see.
Yeah,
I'm going to say 27.
They're definitely in the
I'm going to say 27. They're not going to be sold on Javonte Williams. They're not going to be sold on Miles Sanders, 2 guys that have fizzled out of their teams. Miles Sanders fizzled out of 2 teams. And then they're not going to...
Injury concerns, too.
Injury concerns. And they're not going to be sold on a 5th-round pick and then a 7th-round pick, which I believe Maffa was. And none of us are sold on Deuce Vaughn. So I think PFF's going to really rub our nose in the dirt here. I said 27. I'm going to go 27.
And what did you say for Jets? Sorry,
Jets. I said 10.
Okay, that's good.
You said 10.
I believe the Jets could have a really good running game, and they drafted Membu there in the first. You know, they're going to get a top 5 player to help on their offensive line. They have a chance, and they have a running quarterback, which is going to help the running backs.
And I think it's they're gonna have to run the ball a lot more this year. So you
Sure.
could be right. You could be right.
Ad?
So I'm going to say the Jets are going to be ranked at 12. I don't see them cracking the top 10. And 12 was just the number I kind of had sitting in my head if just hearing Braylon Allen and then Breece Hall, who has yet to really prove himself. So if he does stick on the Jets teams, he could have a pretty phenomenal year. So top 12 ranking for the Jets running back room. Barry took my 24 spot. So I'll go up a little bit since Anth went down a little bit.
Anth was 27.
I'm 27, but so Ad's going up off of Barry's 24.
I'm going up so I guess I'm going up
I guess down.
On how you
Technically,
look at it,
yeah.
I guess I'm going down. But
down in numbers.
Positively, you want to say up, right?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I screwed that up. My bad.
22. I'm going to say the Cowboys running back room is going to be number 22.
So Ad has 22 for the Cowboys and 12 for the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to do like a nice kind of number.
Yeah.
Matching thing there, you know?
Yeah, and it gives
familiarity.
It gives me
what
a lot.
What about you, AJ? What you got?
It gives me a lot of options. I look at the running back rooms in the NFL, and we don't have the kind of Derrick Henrys, the Saquon Barkleys existing on a lot of teams, and that's what I think. Though that separates that running back room. Even doesn't matter.
Bell cow?
Yeah, bell cow. It doesn't really matter who's behind him. Really,
it doesn't.
And
throw us 4 behind him, and it's still gonna be Derrick Henry's still gonna be the best running back room in the NFL.
Shit. So, but then everyone else I find is like really fucking even, to be quite honest. But I'm gonna include for the running back unit. Yeah, the whole package.
You're gonna go fullback.
I'm going to go fullback too.
Yeah, you've been a fullback.
Hunter Lepke, baby. So, long story short, I think Jets are probably going to end up 8th.
Oh, top 10.
I do.
Top 10.
I just feel like, especially if they're going to have to run more, it's just like, okay, then I didn't see, even if Breece is getting 4-yard average, his lowest of his career. That's still nice. Fucking exceptional.
And then Braylon Allen's going to have a better year than he had last year.
He damn well should.
He had nice as a rookie of 4th. I want to say he was a 4th round pick. You know, they didn't go with him a lot, but he's going to get his workload increased, and that could help Breece.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yep. And for Cowboys, I'm just going like 4 options is better than 1 option. Cowboys didn't had a really shitty, probably, what was it, 30th, 31st? Should have been 32nd ranked running game. I'm going to give I'm going to say 18 for the Cowboys.
Wow.
And the reason being is just that I think they have options. I think that if someone falters, there's just another guy up. And I expect them to run with those 4 running backs minus Deuce Vaughn.
So Ad did 12 and 22, and you did 8 and 18.
Yeah, we keep it bandwagon boys.
Bandwagon boys.
That's how we do, baby.
That's how they do.
You know what we're doing? We always work as a unit, so we're setting
you guys are synced
we're setting
up.
a border.
You guys are synced up.
8th to 12.
Yeah.
18 to 22. That's our range. That's
so
our range.
This obviously they tell us that Derrick Henry and the Ravens are going to spearhead the top, which I don't disagree with. I know Saquon had that really nice season, but
it's still Derrick Henry's league, baby.
They're saying Derrick Henry and his 1 or 2 and 3 were better than Saquon Barkley and his 2 and 3.
Yeah. We know it's going to be Ravens, Eagles, Lions as the 1, 2, 3.
Yes, good call. Good call.
Let's
I kind of forgot about the Lions. Good call.
And then you could put the 49ers in that
Niners should definitely be up there, yes.
So we do have the Ravens first, obs. Then the Lions,
Detroit too.
And then Falcons.
Wow.
Falcons.
Okay, Falcons. I can see that. Falcons have a very good running back.
So they are putting some weight into that number 2. Because they're saying, I mean, the Eagles got to be 4 though. Like I don't care who's behind.
Yeah.
Saquon goes for 2K yards, wins the Super Bowl. They got to be 4.
I will say, in my head, when I was trying to count, like, okay, who are the prestige? Lions were a prestige running back.
Totally, and they should be. I did not see
Falcons. I did not say, and I feel foolish because that with Robinson and how much and Algier, man,
Algier or whatever.
Yeah, however you say it, right? Like that's true. So I'm not upset with the 1, 2, 3.
No, it's good. I'm just very surprised. 4
Okay,
Eagles,
Eagles.
no brainer. Saquon, you get yours. You fuck. Seahawks, interesting.
Seahawks, okay.
And it's kind of a sleeper that no.
Charbonnet.
Yeah, I mean they do have a nice sleeper like Damian Martinez. They drafted this year out of Miami, and then Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I mean both dogs, for show.
Bucks with Bucky Irving and Rashad White.
That is a nice. You kind of forget these things, right?
You know what?
But we've been out. We're now 6 months removed from fantasy, 5 months removed from fantasy. You forget that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had Bucky Irving and Rashad White.
I think this is what happens to me, and you guys tell me if you relate. It's like I still have I still have players in my head from 2000.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking running backs, I'm like, whoa, Rashad White. What happened to Barry Sanders? You know, like where's Terry Davis or
where's LT? Where's Ladainian?
Yeah. Like I'm still stuck.
Curtis Martin. Where's Curtis Martin at on this pitch?
I feel like it and also I feel like the quality of the low end of quality has just improved so much for the running back position and the wide receiver position, these skilled positions where guys are like, oh, this is where I can make money. And they're seeing that in high school and then turning their craft into the position that makes them.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a running back. I want to be a defensive end. So we're coming up to AJ's pick at 8. Green Bay Packers at 7. Makes sense. Josh Jacobs is a nice bell cow.
Emmanuel Watson. Wilson, behind him.
And then down to 8, Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo, okay, we forgot about Buffalo. They got the Cardinals. Cardinals always have a solid running game.
James Conner was an absolute dog last year.
Yeah.
Got hurt at the end of the season, but was an absolute beast.
And Trey Benson on the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, Trey Benson. Great draft pick last year.
We took their O-line coach though, so I wonder how they're gonna fare coming into this season.
It's gonna hurt them a bit. It's gonna hurt them a bit. I said 10. I didn't get it. Carolina Panthers with their Canadian boy Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba, that boy's good.
Rocking in at 10, and they drafted
Rico.
Oh yeah, they got Rico and they drafted Etienne this year in the 4th round. So
yeah, that's a pretty cool trilogy. There.
That is a nice 3-punch. Minnesota Vikings. Aaron Jones still doing his damn thing. Yeah, how do you go from the fucking Green Bay Packers to Minnesota Vikings? That's wild to me. So now we're sliding. San Francisco 49ers at 12.
Okay, so I'm out.
So
Barry Grant,
the top 10. That's interesting.
Barry Grant is the only person still alive with his Jets pick of, what did you say, Barry? You said Jets
14.
14. So we're coming down to that.
The thing about the San Francisco 49ers with CMC is like when he's playing, he's one of the best, if not the best in the NFL. But he's just got that injury.
Wow.
Fucking
double fucking Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had that one season where you got far with him and he was still there in the playoffs, and then he got put on the Madden cover and you fucked him.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, Jonte.
Yeah, they got Genty.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait to watch him play, to be honest.
Commanders up next here on 14. Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler.
No love to the Jets.
Jr., he's a beast.
Robinson Jr.
Fan.
Sorry, you just skipped over. They got Genty, but they also got Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, Mostert's also like
Mostert's
like 47 or something, though.
But having that tandem, like when you're weighing the tandem,
yeah, it's a good tandem.
That old fucking still run, so
he can.
Right.
He's still. I mean, he was 32 and still running 3 or a 4 fucking 3 or something crazy. Yeah, I respect it. Commanders,
Chargers
drafted Omari and Hampton in the 1st round pick. Yep, that's nice.
And Najee Harris, man,
that's nice.
I don't know. That's low for me, but I also I'm high on Hampton. I got to get a shirt.
High on Hampton. I mean, at the end of the year, you could see the Chargers and the Raiders move quite a bit up. So the Jets. Could they fall to at least the top? No.
What the F?
So the Jets are not even in the top 50% of the league, according to PFF, which I don't agree with. I really don't.
I mean, in fairness, I've seen a lot of, like, I haven't looked this closely at running back.
And then you start seeing the names, you're like, okay, they have some pretty damn good guys.
Taylor and
Herbert was good.
Herbert.
But come on. There they are.
There's the Jets.
There's the Jets. Ad, can you read that? Can you see it or no?
The Jets running back unit appears to be at a crossroads with Breece Hall entering the final year of his rookie contract. Hall has flashed brilliance throughout his career, but turned in a career low of 62
on PFF's overall grade last season due to issues with fumbles and drops. Braylon Allen showed up with some promise as a rookie, posting an 82 on PFF for rushing grade. Fellow rookie Isaiah Davis earned a 76 PFF grade, though he took just only 30 careers or carries.
Good job, Adam.
Hey, pretty good. Was the writing kind of hard to see?
Oh, it's fucking blurry as shit. It's like next to.
You did pretty
Like
good.
You nailed it.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
I have the YouTube up over here on the left, and it's crystal clear, but the window that we have, because I have in the settings to make sure that we get like no lag for Video Ninja, you can't even fucking read shit.
Well, you did pretty good.
It's 360p.
And think of that, like Isaiah.
Feels like I'm at the fucking DMV. That's what it feels like.
Think of it. Isaiah Davis had a 76 PFF rushing grade, and he only had 30 careers. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one got that.
Careers, I heard it. Yeah.
Thanks, Barry.
Oh, I honestly I shut up because I was like, did I miss a stat? Like, what the fuck is that?
Only on 30 careers. Crack me if you got it.
I said
17 is all right. So they pretty much put the Jets at literally league average.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah, 50. They're like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the Jets are.
It's
if
a
the
safe
Jets are
bet.
here, the Cowboys are going to be like 29 to 30.
Cowboys are
Okay, let's
32.
rehash. Barry, shut the hell up. Let's rehash. Let's rehash. What did we say?
Okay.
AJ, read us what we got.
I'm already out with. I said Jets at
So
8
AJ said 8
and 18
and 8. Cowboys 18.
So you're gone.
Adam, 22 for the Cowboys. Barry Grant Jr. 24 and Anth 27.
Okay, so I was the least
I mean,
hopeful.
Ant's probably going to be right here.
27, you think?
I feel it's going to be 27 or 29.
Who? Okay, I think I was going to say a Chain and Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright, sure, he barely played. A Chain, okay, but is Miami both running backs are unproven? You literally have
they're speedsters, man. But H&, he has to find a way to stay healthy.
That's what I mean.
He's dynamic, but if he can't stay on the field, then it doesn't fucking matter.
And Wright didn't even really play last year, so they,
no, A-Chain for sure. Love the guy, but if he's just going to get hurt every 2 or 3 games and then be out, you just can't rely on that. That's not going to help you win.
Wright had 68 carries, so I don't know. Seems a little high for Miami.
It is,
but small sample size to even grade him on you can't even grade him with that small of a sample size.
Totally. And that's your second. That's your 2. That's your number 2.
Right. So, Adam, Dolphins did pick up Ollie Gordon the second.
OG2. He's a 6th rounder, though. But, I mean, if anyone who picks up a 6th rounder and they're going to hit on it, it'll probably be the Dolphins with OG2.
And this might be a place where he can actually play.
Well, look at the other 2 guys. The other 2 guys are speed guys. Chain and Wright are speed guys. You bring in Ollie Gordon, who's 6'2", 225 pounds. He's going to automatically get carries just for being the big guy.
All right. Running backs in the shower now. Okay, Ollie.
He's just carrying a Chain and Wright into the showers with him.
But he makes them call him OG2.
It's OG2, motherfucker.
We got Houston Texans here with Joe Mixon leading the backfield, and they signed Nick Chubb.
I mean, that again to me feels like that should be just with those 2. Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I think they're not respecting them because they're a little bit long in the tooth.
Yep.
So they're just talking about maybe some attrition there, but you got those 2 guys. If Nick Chubb can come back to being even 70% of what he was, you're talking about one of the most dynamic 1-2 combos in all of football. So I can guarantee that this is gonna change once they redo these. To start whenever they do have any power rankings.
Yeah.
I'm sure Texas will be way up there.
And we're got a power running game there.
We're gonna keep our rankings here from today's show so that we can revisit this when they do that. Because I agree.
I like that.
If the Cowboys had Mixon and Chubb,
I'd be jacked
and they
up.
didn't draft any draft picks, and those were our running backs, I'd be stoked.
Dude, Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb, those 2 guys, you have the opportunity to have the best power run game in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Question, guys, was Chubb ever on the target list, you guys?
Of course he was, according to NFL.com articles, but probably not.
No,
for a Cowboys fan, we like.
Oh yeah, we love Chubb.
We've always thought that we would.
I mean, like that, he would have been a great addition to that running back room for the Cowboys.
Completely agree.
Yeah, and we would have been able to sell a shirt that said "Get a Chubb for Chubb."
I have a chubby,
I
and then
got a
just his
chub.
number.
Yeah, I'm all chubbed up. You know, we can go on and on.
All shoved out.
Oh, and they got Woody Marks, a rookie, Woody Marks.
Yeah,
that's a
to
good
go with
pickup.
Chubb.
Yeah,
Chubb and Woody.
that shirt sells itself.
And that's just another chubby Woody.
And then Tennessee
combo.
with a TP20, Dallas Cowboy, and Tajay Spears. I think that's a good spot for them. This is a surprising one. New Orleans Saints at 21 with Alvin Kamara. They're just not giving Kamara any respect. A couple years ago, they just because of having Alvin Kamara on your team, you'd be in the top 10.
Well, the fact I think they're not in like the bottom 3 is only because of Alvin Kamara. Because you look at these other guys, Kendrick Lamar is on the team. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which I do like that
Former
guy.
first round pick, and then Devin Neal.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. Sixth round. I mean,
but
he
unchosen.
should have went a bit higher. But
okay,
yeah,
so
unproven yet.
Ad, you're out.
Well, I'm out. Fuck you guys.
Ramondre Stevenson.
New England Patriots at 22 with Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson.
But they got
right there.
Second round rookie Travion Henderson with his blazing speed out of Ohio State. That's going to boost him up. Los Angeles Rams, Kyron Williams, a guy that I really like. Surprised the Rams are way down at 23. Cowboys are just sliding here, man. Sliding.
And Rams, I don't see that they got any. Well, Blake Corum, I guess.
Yeah, from a couple years ago.
Kansas City Chiefs
at 24.
My gosh.
The floor is lava. Isaiah Pacheco.
That's it. Yeah,
I know.
That's all they got. And he runs hard, but he's going to get injuries.
Yeah.
So AJ, you're out. Or is that Barry?
I'm out. I've been out for a while. Barry just went out.
Barry Grant. I'm the only one alive.
You're the only one alive.
Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Jacksonville.
Ananth has the highest spread.
Thank you.
Facts.
17.
Thank you.
17.
Sorry,
I've been working on it.
All right, the Jags with Travis Etienne Jr., who just won't quit. I thought he retired, but no, the man is back.
He's back, baby.
And Tank Bigsby. Now we're getting to fucking.
Oh my God, Pittsburgh Steelers 26.
You're 100% in play here.
You think I'm good?
Yeah.
Do you think I read it? Do you think I might have read it?
27 hits. We're at the bottom third. So yeah.
I think you cheated.
Do you think I cheated?
Oh! Dude, okay.
I'm glad it didn't get picked at 27 because you would have thought I cheated.
It's the Bengals at 27 with Chase Brown, Zach Morris,
Canadian boy, Chase Brown.
Taj Brooks though.
Yep. Oh yeah, Taj Brooks could be very.
Sorry, Steelers picked up Caleb Johnson.
Oh yeah, okay. Out of Iowa.
Broncos.
Oh my God! Now we're just into look at these fucking bums. We're talking. But
we're talking the backup to
Derrick Henry last year.
Derrick Henry. J.K. Dobbins is leading the pack in
Read
Denver.
this. Denver recently signed ex-Charger J.K. Dobbins, who returned from a torn Achilles to post a modest 67.1 PFF, and he's graded higher than.
And he's graded higher. Ripped his whole leg up, and he's still higher than what the Cowboys got in there.
Yep.
I can still play, Coach. I can still play.
I got it, Coach.
RJ Harvey's a good pick for them.
Guys, we're potentially the worst in the league.
Don't say it. The Cleveland Browns.
I'm sorry.
And they're going Quinshawn Judkins and Tennessee. Two rookies.
Wow.
Okay. Well, now I feel like we're being
we are officially in the bottom 2.
We're in the 30s.
Well,
that is hilarious.
Chicago Bears.
Guys, we're dead last. We're going to be dead last.
We're about to find out right here.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson.
So try without looking. Who are the last 2 teams then? The Cowboys and who's the other team that we haven't said?
Cowboys and
the Giants.
Oh yeah, the Giants. Yeah, the Giants. Good job, Ad.
It's going to be the Giants next.
Oh my God.
And then the Cowboys.
Oh no!
I did not see that fucking coming.
Oh my God!
I thought I was kind of being a safe bet with 27. Like I thought I went lower than I thought they were.
Me too. And maybe I was being a little hopeful.
Y'all gonna have to clip when I said I guarantee that the Cowboys are gonna be dead last.
Oh, they're dead last.
Man,
New York Giants. Wow. I just don't see it.
The disrespect is crazy.
That is bad,
crazy.
Right? Like you still have guys that have had success. You still have 2 dudes on the Dallas Cowboys roster that have had success in the NFL. They have.
Let's see what it says here. What about the Cowboys?
There we go.
AJ, take this one away.
Okay.
We're not going to make Ad squint through this one.
The Cowboys allowed their 2 leading rushers, Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott. Whoa. Leading rusher, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
I guess, like, technically.
Technically speaking, I feel like that should have got them higher than 32 just because they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Right.
They allowed them.
Should have gave you at least a five. A five.
plus five.
Right? Plus 5. Oh, you got
bump.
rid of Zeke? Okay, well, they're going to be at least in the lower 20s.
They allowed those guys to leave in free agency. Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders have since taken their place. So I guess Williams and Sanders are not as good as a Dowdle-Zeke combination. Williams struggled in Denver, recording just a 64.6 PFF rush grade over the past 3 seasons. Sanders has yet to rediscover the high level of production he showed in 2022 with Philly. 5th-round rookie Jaden Blue provides a boost with his speed and receiving ability, but he's never been a workhorse type of back. Dallas Cowboys running back situation could become a major issue during the 2025 season. I mean, I got beef with PFF. That's
I got beef with PFF. I do not think the Cowboys will be the 32 ranked running back room. They might be in the lower third of the NFL, but they won't be dead last. I'll say that right now.
I think I agree with that. I don't think that they're going to be dead last, but they will be in the lower third, like you said.
Yep. But again,
I think Barry's rank of 24 was the most fair. It's in between Adam and Anth. I did 18 because I was just kind of, giving us some options.
Yeah, you gave us some options.
And we're a bunch of betting boys. But yeah, 24 I think is where they should land. And that's fair going into the season.
Fuck you, PFF.
I think it really plays on how the offensive line gels. If the offensive line could be able to do what they're used to doing historically, and they can be able to get that chemistry down early in camp, start the season rolling where the running game looks pretty good, then they can be able to kind of recreate some of that magic that those guys do have. Javonte Williams is a talented guy.
Big dude.
But he's never been able to carry the load for a team for an extended period of time for a season. Same thing with Miles Sanders, right? He's a little undersized, has some talent, but he outside of that year in 2022, he just hasn't really put it together. So it's going to be a team effort. If the offensive line can be able to get these guys give them some running lanes to run through, I think they can be able to have a modest running game and give the Cowboys a chance to compete for a playoff spot. But, it can go either one way. It can go or it can go really bad.
Hey, I'm willing to give that 3rd round pick now for Breece Hall. Let's get him.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. If you
now that we know that you guys are desperate, it might turn into a second.
Fuck. Shit.
Don't show Jerry this article. Yeah. He loves PFF. My hope is that obviously we're going to start with Williams and Sanders, and I hope they start off really well. But I hope that transitions to more and more of Jaden Blue and Philomafa taking over certain roles. And by the end of the season, we're seeing that those 2 rookies, like this is the hopeful thing, right? By the season, those 2 rookies are coming in, and it's going to look positive for the next 3 years.
If you can have one of those 2 rookies show signs and then one of those 2 vets play reasonable, you're not going to have the last place running back room in the NFL. All right, guys, we touched it. Man, that was fun. And this has been our first show where we've had kind of I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to say it, an opposing fan. Barry, you're an opposing fan now. Sorry to say it. You're an opposing fan, which is weird. It's weird for me to say that you're an opposing fan.
No, it's like the mafia.
Yeah, he's just another family.
Bring family.
Him in.
I can never leave. You know that. I'm
no, you're with us forever. We'll find you. We'll find you. Speaking of where people can find you, Barry Grant Jr., what do you got going on?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok at All Even Media. TikTok is blowing up over there. YouTube, say hello. Tell me I suck. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't really matter.
Send him
Whatever
some
engagement
nudes.
I get, I like, because I don't take anything personally, because this is not real. It's not not real life. It's all a simulation.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
It's like, it's sports. We love sports. We have our opinions. We're very passionate about what we talk about, and everybody, some people have opposite views, and that's fine. Like, we don't always have to agree, but we're always gonna have a good time. Goddamn it.
Well, if you're out there and you go to Barry Grant Jr. and you tell him you don't like him, well, I have a thing I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself!
Leave my friend alone!
Oh, what do I have to do? Stop stream?